Okay, fantastic. So, ladies, I'd like to invite you to close your eyes, please, and sit with your spine straight and relaxed, and your head straight and relaxed, your shoulders dropping a little bit further away from your ears. Welcome, Guy. We're just starting with some PQ reps. And starting by taking a few deep breaths. So in through your nose and out through your nose. Inhaling always a little more than you normally would. And exhaling a little more than you normally would. And as you're inhaling and exhaling, noticing the gentle rise and the fall of your chest and stomach, and then allowing your breath to relax back to its natural rhythm. And really starting to notice and allow the weight of your body to drop onto your chair. So maybe letting your arms down, bless you. Maybe letting your shoulders drop even more away from your ears. With your chest open, perhaps pushing your shoulders back just a tiny bit to open your chest. And dropping your chin just a little bit. And letting any thoughts that come to your mind very gently just leave your mind and bring your attention back to your breathing. And taking two fingertips, very gently rubbing your fingertips together so that you can feel the ridges on each fingertip and noticing those ridges. How do they feel? Again, letting any thoughts that come to your mind gently leave your mind and paying very close attention to the sensation of your fingertips. Very gently rubbing together. And feeling maybe your nails, the difference in the sensation of your nails compared to the skin on your fingertips. And noticing perhaps the difference in sensation of the side of your fingertips compared to the tips. And then bringing your hands to rest in your lap, starting to notice all of those. Perhaps you could put yourselves on mute, guys, while we're doing this, just because I'm recording. That would be brilliant. Thank you. Bless you, bless you. Really starting to pay attention to all of the sounds that you can hear. So maybe a bird outside, or maybe the humming of some equipment inside. Paying attention to those faraway sounds that you can hear. And then taking your fingertips to the top of your forehead, to the top of your hairline, and very slowly sliding your fingertips very slowly down over your forehead. Slowly, slowly over your eyebrows. And very slowly over your eyelids, noticing all of those sensations of touch on your skin. And resting your fingertips on your upper lip. And noticing the sensation of air as you exhale from your nostrils. And noticing the gentle rise and fall of your hands as you breathe in and out. And slowly sliding your fingertips down over your lips, over your chin. Resting one hand on your chest, one hand on your stomach. And breathing in and out, noticing the rise and fall of your chest and stomach. And then when you're ready, open your eyes. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Righty-ho. I hope that feels more relaxed. Does that feel better? Good. So I've got something to share. Here, I'm going to share my screen. And we're going to just have a little reminder of some of these principles that are at play when it comes to mental fitness. Oops. So what we're doing is we're looking at neutralizing negativity, and negativity is what we want to understand better. We want to be able to become aware that negativity is actively playing out in our lives when we're feeling frustrated or disappointed or unsure as to what we need to do next in our life, when we're feeling unhappy, and when we're feeling those charged feelings that are definitely negativity and it's not helping us, it's not grief, it's not a healthy processing of emotions, which can sometimes happen if we need to process sadness or something's happened and we need to sit with something and think about it and genuinely process something important. Negativity is not necessary when it's just taking up the space that could be being used by our positive sage self in action, living the life that we want to live. So change is what we're looking at when we're talking about negativity often, because when we experience negativity, something needs to change, something needs to shift. It's usually a pattern, it's usually a program, it's usually something that we're responding to in a way that we've responded to that thing before. It's usually a repetition of something that's happened again and again and again. I can share, and I'd love you guys to share something to just show that we're all on the same page. So for me, I might get a feeling of negativity when it comes to perhaps going to the gym. Maybe I might feel that I want to go, but I haven't got the energy to go, but I know I will do and feel better from going. So that's the kind of situation where I might feel negative, and then I might, using these tools, become aware that I'm feeling negative about it and realize that I need to change that negativity around by doing something, by taking an action, rather than just sitting in that negativity and allowing myself to go down a negative neural pathway, judging myself, etc., judging my circumstances. I'd just like to say hello to Guy. Hello, Guy. Thanks for joining us. It's lovely to see you. I put you on mute actually, so you can unmute yourself if you want to. But anyway, Guy, please meet Sharon and Julie if you haven't before.
Hello, Sharon. Hello, Julie. Apologies for my disappearance, coughing fit.
No problem. No problem. I just put you on mute, but no problem. It's lovely to see you, Guy. We're just going to be looking at negativity and how we can transform it. All right?
Cool.
So, lasting positive change requires 20% insight, meaning we know what needs to happen, we know what we want to change, and 80% muscle. So, I'd just like you all, please, to volunteer an area of your life where negativity comes upon you and it's happened before and you'd like to change it, if that's okay. And it's a safe space, so please share.
I'll go first if you want. So, can you hear me?
Yep.
Yeah. So I need to move, and I haven't found a place yet to go to. I'm waiting for some paperwork to be done. And if that comes through, I should be moving by the end of the month. If not, I don't know. And I'm just surrounded by rubbish, and I just need to start packing everything into boxes and try and get it rid of as much as possible. And I've moved so often, and I know just what a oh God, it's so awful. Pack boxes and move boxes and unpack boxes, and so I'm not doing it.
Thank you, Julie, very much. Classic example. And do you feel negative when you look around at the boxes and you wish?
Yeah, I go, oh God, I know I have to undo every single one and repack.
Yeah.
Because I've got half boxes, and I can get rid of a few boxes.
Yeah.
And it's just oh,
Perfect example, darling. Thank you. So you know what to do, the 20% insight, but the 80% muscle needs building in terms of action, right? Thank you. Anyone else like to share an area where they have a persistent negativity that just keeps happening that they'd like to shift?
I'm thinking before I speak.
Sorry, I'm mute now. Sorry. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, sorry. I'm on the same page as Julie with decluttering, actually, Marimba. I've managed to do the utility room a few months back, but my bedroom needs to be done. And I've got a like a closet room with loads and loads of paperwork in there. And when you're creative with knitting, sewing, crocheting, books, magazines, all around that, you get attached to it and you feel like you don't really want to get rid of it. So for me, it's a real challenge. But I did make a start, and I've said I'm going to do 2 hours every day until it's done.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, and classic example again of your environment. So you're feeling negative because things in your environment are not quite reflecting the way you would like
Yeah,
to them to be.
yes,
Okay. And that's something that again it needs to happen. So you've got the insight, you know what needs to happen, you know what you want, but the 80% muscle in
yeah,
terms of taking action is not quite as strong as it needs to be. So
no.
it's easy for you to take that action. That's brilliant. Thank you. Thank you.
I can see you smiling, Mims.
Yes,
Is that because you're happy to see me or you're waiting for my answer?
both.
Um, I would say it's quite easy to be triggered on a daily basis by uh, people's behavior. And um, the only way I find to overcome this is to have something else which is bigger that I'm really excited about doing. So I don't even give it any time of day. I don't give it any thought. So when I have to run the gauntlet of the beggars and all the other con men in the area, I don't even think about them if I'm really excited to get back to what I'm supposed to be doing. So in this case, it's photographs, but or even a book that I'm reading. But without those in place, I'm still triggered. It could be family. Quite often, it's family. I've had quite a lot of that recently. But I have to say, I've managed to keep stum, just nod, diffuse the situation, but I'm still left with a bad taste in my mouth. I will forgive, but you haven't forgotten. So that would be
Okay.
my negative. Yeah,
Thank you. Thank you.
yeah.
So just to be clear, the 20% your insight is that you know that you're getting triggered by people that are close to you, family members, people in your environment. And the 80% muscle, even though you're able to be quiet and not, feed it, that you still don't feel that you've got to the place where you can joyfully and easily just brush it on by and it doesn't impact you.
let it go. No.
Okay, thank you, Guy. That's brilliant. And I'm sure we all relate. I can relate to Julie's, I can relate to Sharon's, and I can relate to Guy's because we're all human and we all have environments we want to clear, and we all have difficult people in our lives that trigger us. So thank you, guys. That's exactly what we're talking about here. So, why is it difficult to maintain? Oh, there's somebody come in here. Hang on. Sorry, I just have to do that, or I can't see my arrow. There we go. Um, Yeah, so why is it difficult to maintain these new positive habits? I need to move this actually so I can see. Sorry. This arrow with keynote is really naughty. I have to do that in order to... what's happened? Sorry, I'm just trying to move. You guys are on the right and I can see you all, but I can't see the whole slide. I think if I just do that. Hi, Justine. Thank you for joining us. It's lovely to see you.
Sorry, I got caught up in the tennis.
Ah, not at all, not at all. I'm just gonna move this out of the way. Guys, please welcome Justine. Justine, say hello to Julie and Guy, and Sharon is
Hi.
Hi,
mute.
Justin.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Ah, great. I know that. There we go. Now I can see. So why is it difficult to maintain new positive habits? So, Justine, we've done a few PQ reps. We've just been sharing each of us an area of negativity because this session is about boring old negativity, negative feelings, negative emotions, frustration, irritation, disappointment, boredom. You know, when we're feeling negative is usually when we need to change something. And we all have a negative friend situation that just keeps happening. You know, we've all shared that it's either our environment that needs to change and we're not ready to clear the clutter, we're not able to do it easily, or people are triggering us, people that are close to us are irritating us and making us feel a bit triggered and a bit negative. And so we know what needs to happen. We've got the insight. We know, we understand this is negativity, but we're looking at how we can get that 80% muscle, how we can build the muscle so that it can be easy for us to just calmly become aware of the negativity and just shift it out of the way. So, would you be happy, Justine, to share an area where you have persistent negativity in your life? And it's something that you'd like to shift out of the way quite easily?
Um, I guess, well, I've just sort of moved and everything, and I'm just trying to sort of settle and find work and just feel a bit overwhelmed sometimes with it all.
Okay, so feeling overwhelmed with, again, with actions of
Mm.
finding work and settling into your home, and you'd like to make it like you'd like it to be easy to wake up and think, oh, I'm going to do this to settle in and I'm going to look for this job, and it's all in ease and flow.
Yeah, some days it's fine, other days it is like, oh,
Exactly. It's
yeah.
the days that we're going to work with today. The other days are okay, aren't they? Brilliant. Okay, thank you for sharing that. It's brilliant. So, yeah, so sustained change towards a positive mind requires laying down neural pathways to form these new habits through consistent daily practice. And the new habits that we're going to focus on today are very simply interjecting the negative neural pathways with PQ reps, activating our right brain, 10 seconds worth of breathing in, breathing out, closing our eyes, feeling our weight on the chair, you know, noticing the rise and fall of our chest and stomach, just stopping that habit of the talk going on, you know, what we should do, what we're not doing. Is just interrupting and intercepting those neural pathways because they lead to the same places that we end up not clearing the clutter, not managing to deal with the difficult people, you know, not taking the actions that we need to take in life in order to make us feel that we're on the top of our game. Okay, so let's go to the next one. I think I have to do this. Yeah. So we tell ourselves sometimes, not always, but sometimes we get to the point in our negativity where we just think, well, I don't actually know what to do. I don't know how to deal with this. But we always know what to do because we can't take anything from A to Z without going from B, C, D, E, F. It's just not possible. It's like saying we get from one side of a bridge to the other side of a bridge without crossing the bridge. We have to cross the bridge, and the bridge is literally step by step. So it's really breaking this down into simple step by step actions that we can take. And what happens is our saboteurs, because we start to feel negative, we don't remember that we've got this muscle that we need to build. So we don't allow ourselves to stop, do the PQ reps, for example. It might be something else. It might not only be PQ reps. That's just my area of understanding. And I would go as far as saying maybe expertise at this point after doing it for a few years. Other people have other solutions. They may go for a jog. They may meditate. They may do some journaling or something. So there are many ways that we can activate our better selves, if you like, to change this neural pathway of negativity and move into another direction. This is just the way that I share, one of the ways that I share that is definitely impactful and definitely works. So as you can see here, we've got these little clusters of all of the saboteurs and all of the different ways that we sabotage ourselves when we need to very simply muster that muscle that we've built up and use it and easily flow to the next step, which might be opening a cupboard to clear up the cupboard. It might be opening the computer to start to look at some jobs. It might be, I'm not sure in terms of other people. I think dealing with other people and dealing with triggers from other people probably requires us to go within ourselves. And when we do these PQ reps and we activate the sage brain, our right brain, it tends to take us away from the narrative, from the dialogue that's making other people wrong. It's always judging, always. We're always judging one of three things. We're judging ourselves, we're judging other people, and all the time, bless you, excuse you, we're judging our circumstances and we're making it wrong. Why can't I do this? Why haven't I done this? I'll never be able to, da 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 da. So that takes energy. So these saboteurs are stopping us from taking the next steps that we very simply know we need to take. And what happens is, if we don't do this work to get underneath our beliefs, underneath our self-sabotage, the self-sabotage will always be there. Actually, we need to get on top of it, not underneath it. That's one way to put it. But actually, bless you, we need to get on top of our saboteurs so that they disappear and we are on top of the situation. They are not running the show. So when we have our left brain activated, which is most of the time, if we haven't activated our right brain, we will be judging ourselves and we'll be judging the situation and we'll be judging the other people. And it's very subtle, and we have to become aware of that because the judging is always the beginning point. So when we stop and we do our PQ reps, even if it's for 10 seconds, bless you. And as most of you know, the way to intercept the judge is to celebrate. So we celebrate for 10 seconds minimum when we realize that we're starting to feel negative about something. We can go, woohoo, hooray, hooray. We can do something like that for 10 seconds. Even if we're in a public place, we can be very still. But in our head, we can be saying, woohoo, hooray, hooray, woohoo. And it seems silly, but it's been scientifically proven that if we do that, we will end up flooding our brain with dopamine, which is a joy. It's a joyful feeling. And then we will be out of that neural pathway of going down the negative route. So 10-second PQ reps or celebrating is all it needs. 10 seconds, hands on here, closing the eyes, breathing, or if we're in a public place, focusing on something, really looking at the colors, really looking at the shapes, the shadows, the patterns of something in front of us, listening to the sounds, letting our thoughts go, most importantly, and focusing on something in the present. So it really, really does take 10 seconds, and we can do the 10-second PQ reps 5 times every 5 minutes if we need to. We can do it multiple times throughout the day. And this is when we're building the muscle. And we may not notice it. To keep stopping and doing 10-second PQ reps, it may seem as if nothing's happening. But you'll find that over the next couple of days, things become easier. They just become easier to do. You don't have to make yourself do something. You don't have to talk yourself into doing something. You just very naturally flow into the action that you want to do because you've removed those saboteurs that have been stopping you from taking action. Does that make sense?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, you've removed, and when they're not there, it's like moving something out of the way. If you want to walk down a path, if there are cones in the way, you have to walk round them, you have to pick them up and move them out of the way. If they're not there, it's an easy path. And that's the whole point of this work, is that the way of the sage is ease and flow. It does require trust, which is the 20% insight. It means I know I can change. I know I can do that thing. I know I can clear my cupboard, undo the boxes, get on with people, manage my triggers, get a job, settle into my home, get to the gym. I know I can do it. We know that possibility is there. The point of this work is to be able to do it easily, because we can always push ourselves to do anything, can't we? I mean, we could get off this call at 6 o'clock and make ourselves do something that we don't want to do, and that's all right. But it's not the same as things being easy. It's a delight, it's a joy when things are easy to do. It's just life becomes such a pleasure that we can enjoy what we're doing rather than pushing ourselves. So that's the whole point of doing these mental fitness exercises, building the muscle, interrupting that negativity whenever it happens, intercepting it. And then suddenly we find, that was easy. I just did that. I made that phone call. I wrote that report, whatever. Things become easy. And that's really, really, I can't stress that enough. And the reason is because all of our sage powers, our right brain, everything that we're strengthening as we do these PQ reps and as we activate our sage brain, it's all based on love. It's all based on our love for ourselves, on love for other people, our love for creativity, our love for life. What kind of life do I want to have? We all know how it feels when we're living the life that we want to live. It feels good, doesn't it? We feel content, we feel settled, and we feel authentic and true, and we like ourselves. And then when we like ourselves, we're willing to take ourselves into different spaces, because when we don't like ourselves, we're a bit reluctant, aren't we, to go out to different places. If we're feeling bad, we feel we've got to put on a show as to who we are or what our life is like. If we like ourselves, if we love ourselves, if we like our life, if we're happy that we're overcoming ourselves and living in our sage, loving, empathetic, creative, happy, joyful brain that isn't judging other people all the time, that isn't judging ourselves, we feel good. This is the whole point of this work, is to feel good with our life, to be happy, to wake up in the morning and think, yeah, we don't want to get out of bed initially, but then, something clicks in the morning and we get excited about something and then we're up. It's easy to get out of bed when that thing has clicked in. Maybe you're going on holiday in a week and you remember that. Ping, where's all that tiredness then? It's gone because something has excited you about life. If we can use this to be excited about our life, then that excitement is going to carry us to greater and greater and greater heights, and it's going to be easy. So that's the whole point, it's based on love. All of our saboteurs are based on fear of failing, fear of looking bad, fear of disappointing ourselves, fear of disappointing others, fear of not getting what we want, fear of not being the people that we think other people want us to be. That would be looking at the pleaser saboteur. That's another session. But fear, there's so much fear that we buy into. And when we're buying into fear, we're not free, we're not safe, and we're not feeling happy. We're in the left brain. The right brain is all about real love and understanding that I'm safe, I'm loved, I can do it, I'm doing it, and I have the tools, I know what to do. If this negativity or whatever it is creeps in, I know what's happening and I know what I can do about it. So we shift ourselves from being pushed, which probably most of us have spent our life pushing ourselves into some areas where we could have done it easily. It doesn't mean we haven't attained success, because saboteurs can really bring us to success. But the sage will bring us to greater success because we enjoy the journey and we're not just about the outcome. In our sage brain, we're enjoying every single step of the way, knowing that we're going somewhere. Whereas in our saboteur brain, or that space where we're saboteur driven, we don't enjoy the journey as much. We're thinking about the outcome and we're pushing ourselves to attain that outcome. So it's a very different balance. The sage perspective, and it sounds a bit of a cliche, but it's actually true. We can change any problem into a gift or into an opportunity, because that's the whole point of being human and needing to evolve. As we're alive, we have to evolve, we have to grow. We have problems for a reason, and we can celebrate these problems and look at them in a very different way. So now I'd like to go to something else where we're going to play the yes and game. Now, let's see if I can find it here. Excuse me, let's get rid of this one. Rid of these ones. And here we go. Here we are. So guys, can you see? I don't know if you can see that. Can you see Sage Power?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, Sage Power Innovate.
Yeah.
Great. Okay. So one of the 5 Sage Powers is Innovate. And this Innovate Sage Power has a power game, as all of them do, and it's called the Yes and game. Julie, I think we may have played it before. Have we, in a session?
I can't remember.
Oh,
I'll tell you.
okay.
I'll tell you if I remember it. You carry on.
Okay, please do. So this Innovate game, it's one of the Sage Powers, and it's something, the Sage Powers, the 5 Sage Powers are ways of behavior that we can implement when we need to change something. So there are 5 of them, and there's no situation in life that I've come across that using one of these Sage Powers doesn't impact. And this is a brilliant one when you need to think out of the box, when you're a bit stuck and you're not quite sure how to look at a problem. It's just you're feeling a bit trapped by your situation. You can't break through easily. And it's just one of those areas where you need to have a look at it in a different way, a different perspective. So a desire to improve on the obvious initial ideas. So it requires letting go of these standard ideas that we have and generating more ideas that are more creative, that are more interesting, and actually more exciting and fun, and sometimes funny for us to think about. So it's called the Yes and Power Game, and this is how we play it. So first of all, we're going to go around and we're going to use the situation that we have that we want to transform. And we're going to play this yes and game with each other. With 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of us. And we're going to come up with some ideas. We're not going to generate large quantity of ideas in process where ideas feed on each other. That's it. Step 2, evaluate the ideas. No, we're not going to evaluate the ideas, meaning we're not going to say, oh, that wouldn't work because XXX. Oh, no, that's not a good idea. We're just going to be out of the box with these ideas. And there's a 10% rule. And the idea is that in every idea, the person giving that idea, there's 10% that could work. So if somebody chucks out an idea and you think, oh, that's a really rubbish idea, how ridiculous, great, because it means that they've thought out of the box. But just find that 10% that you like in their idea. So the saboteur would, and the judge, oh, stupid idea, judging the person, judging the idea, blah, blah, blah. We're not going to do that because that shuts down this creativity, this innovation cycle. The sage brain is going to focus on what's right, the 10%, and we're going to fuel that innovation cycle. So we say, yes, and what I like about your idea is, and that triggers this idea in me. So it may sound a bit complicated, I don't know, but by playing it, you'll see how we do it. So who would like we all shared an idea, an area of life that is a bit challenging, that's bringing up a persistent negativity in us. Guy, Julie, Justine, or Sharon, would any of you like to work on your particular situation with this Innovate game?
Yes.
Guy, you would?
Yeah.
Okay, fabulous.
Okay. I've got this is a bit of a challenge for you. You're being clearly and heavily gaslit by either friends or family members, and you see it coming. You take it on board. I just breathe deep and just let it go now, but it still irritates me.
Okay, Guy, I'm going to stop you there. Thank you. What I need you to do to play this game, I need you to put out an idea. So your problem, speaking in the first person, is it that you're being gaslighted by your family? Tell us what the problem is in a simple sentence that we're going to play the game around to open up some.
It's just seeing the gaslighting coming and feeling irritated by it.
Okay, so other people around you are gaslighting you and it's making you feel irritated.
Oh, when I am gaslit, yeah.
When you are gaslit, yeah. And does everybody...
It's so obvious. It's like, oh God, wasting time again. Let's move on from here. I can deal with it pretty quickly, but I'd like to be able to deal with it better.
Lovely, lovely, lovely. So can you, do we all understand what it is when somebody's gaslighting us? Shall I give a little explanation of gaslighting from my understanding? Is when we're being gaslit, it means that somebody is misinterpreting what we're doing and making the situation that we're doing something wrong, whereas actually that's not the case. Is that right? Guy, would you say that? What do you mean by gaslighting? Just so we're clear.
It's being told one thing that you know is a complete and utter lie,
right?
And being told that that's the Holy Grail.
Thank you. Okay, so
it's basically they will lie to your face. It's a lie. It's a huge lie, and they will say, "Oh, but last night you threw a bottle out of the window," and you say, "No, I didn't," and they say, "Yes, I did. Yes, you did. I saw you." That's gaslighting, and then eventually you start doubting yourself, and you think, "Oh my God, did I throw a bottle out of the window?" That's gaslighting.
Yeah,
very manipulative.
Very manipulative. That's another version. It's insidious. It comes in all shapes and sizes. I recognize it now very, very, very clearly. I just sit back, I just breathe, and I very carefully steer the conversation away. But it's like ching ching. Oh God.
Okay, guys. So what you need to do is you throw out an idea and say, well, my idea to deal with this gaslighting very simply is this. And then I'll begin to demonstrate what I like about your idea is blah, blah, blah. And that gives me this idea, da, da, da. And then we'll go round to Julie and then Sharon and then Justine, and we'll come up with some ideas that are going to help the situation and out of the box. Doesn't have to be. Yeah.
Well, my idea is just is either to say nothing or just laugh and then just move the conversation on.
Okay, thank you, guys. So what I like about your idea, laughing and saying nothing and moving saying nothing or moving the conversation on, is that you're not reacting to the person who is gaslighting you. And that makes me think about sharing with them something that makes you feel really happy in response to them gaslighting you, so that you bring yourself into a space of joy, thinking and feeling about something you love. And then Julie needs to go on and say, now, Marimba, what I like about your idea, and then that makes me think of da-da-da. Do you see what I mean? So we're building on each other's ideas. So Julie,
Okay, so sorry, could you just reiterate? So Guy has said, right, this is how he reacts to being gaslit, lighted, whatever the grammar is. And you've said maybe instead of ignoring it or laughing at it or moving the conversation on, you should.
No, it's not. It's not should, and it's not that instead of. It's what I like about your idea, Guy, is that you're not reacting to being gaslit. And that gives me the idea that you can bring into the conversation something that you love. So you bring yourself up into an energy of something that makes you feel joy, which is also not reacting. So you need to find the 10% that you like in my idea and use the language. What I like about your idea.
Okay, what I like about your idea, Marimba, is that you are changing his internal emotions of annoyance, irritation into something positive, something joyous. And I have nothing.
You can be out of the box. You take your time, Julie. Can be out of the box.
Oh, okay. Well then, no, I'm stumped. Sorry.
Doesn't have to be related. That's
Come back to me.
perfect.
Let's go on to the others. I might come up with something.
No, because it's perfect that you're stumped. This is perfect because what you're doing is, let me go back here. What you're doing is maybe evaluating any ideas that you could come up with, you see, but we're not evaluating the ideas. You could say something really random, really random. This is all about creativity and innovation. You can say that, Marimba, I like that idea. What I like about your idea is that you're bringing in something positive and steering away from being triggered and irritated. And that gives me the idea that you book a holiday to on a hot air balloon next week. Do you see how random it can be? It doesn't matter. This is the whole point. Getting out the box, innovation, generating, look, generating, where does it say that? Yeah, fuels the innovation cycle. Yeah, we're fueling the innovation cycle. And there's the emotions you can play with.
Very excitement, playfulness. Yeah.
So we're not letting you off, Julie. We're not going.
Okay. So Marimba, I like your idea of turning negative emotions into a positive emotion by saying something that gives you joy, gives Guy joy. And do I say no, not he should, he would.
No, that
No.
gives me the idea that.
And that gives me the idea that he should make it even crazier. Make things even crazier. So if somebody says to him, you threw the bottle out of the window, and he says, no, I didn't, and she says, yes, you did, I saw you doing it, then he should say something like, oh, I think I'm going to do that now. Or maybe I should throw my hat out of the window or something like that.
Lovely. Thank you, Julie. Thank you.
That's good.
Yeah. So on to Sharon now. So Sharon, you say to Julie, what I like about your idea is, and it gives me this idea. So it's yes, and.
No, do you know what? I'm getting a little bit kind of sorry. What I'm thinking is that each of us have to give an example of what is stopping us. Are you wanting me to carry on from what Julie just said?
Yeah, we're on Guy.
We're on Guy's problem now of being gaslit.
Okay.
So what you say is, Julie, what I like about your idea is whatever you liked about it, and then chuck in your own idea for Justine.
Well, I think what I like about Julie's idea is trying to turn it into something that's positive instead of us using the saboteurs to continually make it feel, or Guy, maybe making it fuel him and enlarging how he's feeling, even though he knows that it's this gaslighting situation. And then I had to give my personal way of dealing with it.
Yeah, then give me an idea. Any idea you have? Anything.
I think an idea to kind of deal with this is to, once something like this is happening with Guy's family, is to, I think it's really brilliant that he laughs at it or does the breathing. It's very good. And if possible, to immediately just go out into nature, go for a walk or read a book. I think coming out of the house is better because it clears your mind. Maybe being next to water or listening to some water, something that you know is going to help you as your go-to to clear your mind from it and not hold on to how you're feeling, to try and let it go as soon as possible.
Thank you so much, Sharon. So that's beautiful. Justine, so you, for Sharon, what I like about your idea, Sharon, is, and then that gives me the idea, XXX.
Okay, so I really like the idea of going for a walk or reading a book or getting out into nature, because I agree with you. I think it is really helpful to shift the mindset by changing the scenery. And that makes me think that in that situation, I would say something like, oh, I'm going to go for a walk to the park now. Do you want to come? So it's almost like, you know, it's changing the whole tone. It's like, you know, let's move on from this negative, you know, to and froing with the gaslighting.
Mm-hmm.
Let's try this.
Mm-hmm.
And it might be that they go, you know, no, I'm not really up for that.
You don't
But then,
evaluate, Justine. Just
oh right,
your
sorry.
idea. That's
Yeah,
perfect, darling.
but yeah, it's just then that you would do that anyway because you know it's going to make you feel better.
Lovely, thank you. So, Guy, did you get that? We'll finish with Guy saying what I like about Justine's idea is X, and then give one more idea, and then we'll move on to somebody else's one.
I like all the ideas, but what I like about Justine's idea is that, from experience, she is absolutely bang on. However, the reality is.
Oh, Guy, we don't go to evaluate.
Yeah.
Is the whole point is what I like about your idea, and it gives me this idea. We're keeping it up there.
Yeah. What I like about Justine's idea is for me it resonates, and yeah, it's good to hear from somebody else. Yeah.
And what idea does that give you? And then we'll finish on that for your situation.
To keep moving. Simple.
Keep moving. Thank you so much. So that's let's swiftly move on to somebody else's situation. Thank you, Guy, for letting us play the yes and game with yours. This gets easier as we go and quicker. So anyone else would like to use their situation next?
I think my situation of procrastinating all the time with doing my decluttering of my bedroom is very challenging.
Come on, let's do yours, Sharon. So you start with an idea and we'll go the same order. So Justine, Marimba, no, Justine, Guy, Marimba, Julie. So please give us an idea. Give Justine an idea, Sharon, that you have in this area of decluttering your cupboard.
The idea that I have is to do 2 hours every day, but to make a list Monday to Sunday of the exact time I'm going to start and the time I'm going to end.
Perfect. Thank you. Over to Justine.
Okay, I think that's a really good idea, Sharon.
Use the language, Justine. What I
sorry.
like about that idea. Yeah, thank you. Well, you've gone on mute again.
What I like about that idea is that I think it's really positive and it's an actual action. You're scheduling time for this action throughout the week. And it makes me think that if you complete that 2-hour slot, you should give yourself a reward, like, I don't know, piece of cake or whatever you fancy, glass of wine,
Perfect.
or something like
Perfect.
that.
Lovely. Over to Guy. Brilliant. What I like about your idea, Justine.
What I like about your idea, Justine, is the idea of the reward. And I would venture to say that I feel that the reward will come in itself, the satisfaction, because what happens, I feel, this is personal also, things build up like a cupboard or something needs sorting. You actually, you throw yourself into it, and actually it's done in a jiffy. And suddenly it's like a weight off your chest. It's like me with the bathroom and the toilet. It only takes me 10 minutes and bang, it's done. And you feel great. It's like, woof. And I feel that you might not even have to spend 2 hours every day.
Right, we're not evaluating it. We're just going, what I like about your idea is, and bang, that gives me the idea that
you make of maybe even putting some music on and really getting into it, and not caning yourself to actually finishing the thing, but making the start, and you'll find it just goes jump like that. That's my contribution for what it's worth.
Thank you. So I'm going to respond to that one. So Guy, what I love about your idea, putting music on, so Sharon would put the music on and enjoy, is that, music, doesn't it make everything feel better? And don't we sometimes forget to use music to make us feel better? And that gives me the idea that while you're playing your music, you would create a special playlist of all the songs that make you feel the best, so that you can play this playlist, and after a while it will be like the Pavlovian dog thing that you play the music and you get into action. There we go. So Julie, you need to go on next.
What I love about your idea, Marimba, is this Pavlovian dog idea, that the moment she hears the music, she's ready to dive into another cupboard and pull it all out and go through it all.
Yeah.
And that gives me the idea. Stop for ideas today. Every time you take stuff out of the cupboard and put it on the floor, on a bed, or whatever you're doing, and lay it all out, and then you go, keep, throw away, give away. Keep, throw away, give away. And you make 3 little piles, and all along you're singing along, and it just eases you into making up your mind which pile to put everything in.
Beautiful, Julie, beautiful. So we'll leave it with Sharon saying what you like about that and adding one last idea, Sharon, please.
Well, do you know what? I don't know how to say this in one, but every single idea that I've heard from each person, even though I'm not supposed to do this, is exactly what I do when I'm doing my decluttering. But Julie's idea of the 3 piles is already being done.
So what do you like about it?
So what I like about it is that it just reiterates what I know I need to do. Stick to it, and by the end of August, it will be ready for me to decorate my bedroom.
Beautiful. And what idea does that give you, Sharon? And we'll end on your final idea, move on to someone else's quickly.
It gives me an idea that I can do it if I really want to, and I stick to all of these ideas that I've heard from everyone collectively this evening.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. We've got time for one more quick one. It's going to be Julie's or Justine's. Who wants to have their
Justine
idea?
can go, because I haven't. I have ideas.
Okay.
I know you don't think so, but I do.
Oh, who said we don't think so, Julie? We're not evaluating here. Justine, can we go with your one, please?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so remind us what it was, please.
Okay, well, I'll go with the like looking for work one. So, when I'm feeling stuck, I'll look at all the job ads and everything and update my CV and then make a load of applications. And I have bursts of that, and then I feel really good, and then nothing happens. And then I'm a bit like, oh, what's the point?
So what's your idea? Thank you for clarifying that. What's your idea that you want to throw out to Guy? That anything random can be anything.
Well, one of the ways I'm sort of, dealing with it is sort of increasing networking and, talking to people who are in a similar situation, but same industry, and just sort of getting support by talking to people and networking.
Lovely. Getting support by talking to other people and networking more. Guy, your turn. Over to you. Let's try and be quick because I don't want to take up your time too much.
What I really like about Justine's idea is I think again it's bang on. Getting out and speaking to people is can be amazingly surprising. It's just having the confidence and the trust and going for it. Am I allowed to ask what line of work you're looking for?
Not at this point, no.
Oh no, I was going to say at some point if I knew, I might be able to put her in contact with somebody because I've been in England recently and I know I might be able to help. I never know.
Go on, just quickly say, Justine. Go on, quickly say what it is.
Media TV.
Media TV. Oh, difficult. We can speak at a later point. I've got a lot of friends in media TV who might be able to depending on what you're looking for. But anyway, this is not for this session. Mims, you can put me in contact with Justine.
I'll send her your number if that's okay. Shall I?
Yeah.
Okay.
For what it's worth, you never know.
Okay. And what's your idea? What does that give you the idea?
Media TV is a very difficult one at the moment. I think you've got to keep pushing and you've got to stay.
Guys, just the idea. No evaluating, difficult or easy, it doesn't matter. My idea is that's it.
Is to keep on networking and focus on that. That's all I can think of at the moment.
That's the same thing. That's the same. It's the idea is to be innovative, to just say, find someone on. Anyway, I'll keep my own idea to myself. Just any different idea, something. No hurry, but just something different.
I think it's always great to be open because there are people out there you've got no idea who they are or what they're doing, who've got these amazing contacts, and it's
say the idea, Guy. Just say the idea. I'm sorry to pin you down, but we're not evaluating. We're just saying that gives me this idea. Boom.
And that gives me the idea that we should all be not should no we must all connect again. Reconnect.
Beautiful. I love that. And what I love, Guy, about your idea is that we're all together. We all know each other. And sometimes we forget to connect with those that we know and those that we love. And we're silly because we miss opportunities that way. So Mark, that gives me the idea that Justine would open up Facebook one day and then just randomly put some letters in the search bar and see who comes up and contact that first person, whoever it is, and say, it's Justine, we're friends. I'm looking for a job in media. Know anyone? That's my idea. So then on to, is it Julie next or Sharon? I don't remember.
No, it's me. It's me.
You, yeah.
So
Julie.
what I like about that idea is that we do forget that we know people. And we're very, I don't know, lackadaisical about connecting with the people in our lives or reconnecting with the people in our lives. And that gives me the idea that you actually up your game, and every day you reconnect with 3 old friends in the media industry.
Beautiful. Thank you, Julie. Nice and simple. Over to Sharon.
Yeah, I like Julie's idea of reconnecting. And I think using the way that Julie just explained, using 3 people. So you're not over pushing yourself, you're not overthinking or over stressing, that can put you off, because as it can be very overwhelming. And an idea that I would give.
Yeah, absolutely. Brilliant.
An idea that I would give would be, don't stop, keep going, and utilize every single person that you know. And don't forget to use ChatGPT.
Nice, nice. So, Justine, you finish with your what you like about Sharon's idea, and then one final idea from you, please.
Yeah, I really like Sharon's idea about ChatGPT, and actually someone I had reconnected with this week who's quite high up told me exactly the same idea. So that's very good. And it makes me think that I will do that this week. I will do the Facebook thing, because I've got so many social media contacts that I get a bit like weather worn with social media. So I need to put that aside and use it for what it's for.
Brilliant. So that gives you the idea to actually really get out there and use social media. Thank you. So, guys, I'm just going to stop the share there because we've gone a little bit over. But just to say, this game, can you see how it takes you out of the
Yeah.
negativity in terms of neutralizing negativity? We can play this game by ourselves. So I could be sitting here thinking, I need to go to the gym. I'm paying this much a month. I haven't been for a while, but I'm feeling negative because I can't be bothered. And then I could say, well, Marimba, I have an idea. My idea could be that you jump up and down 100 times in your sitting room until you feel better. And then if you feel better, go to the gym. And then I could say to myself, Marimba, what I like about that idea is that you're using your energy already. Even though you're not in the gym, you're moving your body. And that gives me the idea that every time you move your body to reach for something, that you stretch it in a way that's Pilates based. You're holding your core and you're stretching your arms to reach for the apple or stretching to get for the cup. So do you see what I mean? How I can bring myself out of my own negative place of I'm not going to the gym by
Yeah.
activating my sage powers with some 10-second PQ reps and then playing the Innovate game by myself, or even ringing up one of you guys and saying, oh, hey, Justine, I'm in a bit of a stum. Can you play the Innovate game with me for 5 minutes? Do you see what I mean? So I would love to know, guys, from each of you, what's been your nugget? What's been your takeout from this session that you think you can use to activate something positive in your life when you need to neutralize some negativity?
I think what really went off in my head was that you just take things as they come, one at a time. Don't be overwhelmed
Mm.
with, oh, I can't find a job, and oh my God, oh, I've got all these boxes, and oh, I've got all these cupboards. And just start off with 3 friends, and just start off with 1 cupboard, and just start off with 1 box.
Mm.
Thank you, Julie. So one step at a time.
1 step at a time.
Thank you very much.
I would like to say something. Just the discipline of. I was having a coughing fit before I came, asthma attack, and I was really nervous about having to concentrate and keep not cough. Just the fact of reconnecting with 1, 2, 3 new people has been worth its weight in gold. That reconnection.
Lovely.
You know what I'm like. I tend to disappear. I go into my work world and I spend days, weeks, months hidden,
Yeah.
like a hibernating badger.
Oh,
So this reconnects. Full stop has been great. It's just a real pity. If it's a pity, I wasn't out there. I would come help you with your boxes, very easily. I love sorting stuff out.
I would love it if
Really
somebody
good.
would come and help me with my
I
boxes.
would. I would. I'll tell you why. Because recently, on this reconnection thing, I have recently been showed unbelievable kindness and generosity, and this has come out of the blue just by offering to go and help people so that sort out a few things. And it's amazing how these things can then lead on to something positive as well. So I cannot stress how important it is to reconnect.
Thank you,
and
Carly.
offer some help. Simple. Those are my 2 cents.
Thank you so much. It's really lovely. It's been really lovely you coming along as well. Thank you. Thank you. Who else has a little nugget for today? What's been theirs? And I'll share mine at the end.
I think mine's has been all of everything that everyone says is what I was already doing, but it's kind of put it more positively into my mind. And now what I'm going to do is to use action by writing it down. When I finish from here, what am I going to do tomorrow for the rest of the week to get this done before the end of August or by the end of August? Give myself some time, because if you don't give yourself a time limit, it can just keep going on, and then you take a laxy-daisy attitude and it will never be done.
Exactly, exactly. Thank you, Sharon. I think we're all feeling a bit inspired. I know I'm thinking there's things I could make a list about as well. So thank you. Justine, how about you? Have you got a little nugget from today's session?
Yeah, I didn't actually know about the whole can't say it, saboteurs thing. So I'm going to go away and read about that.
Amazing, thank you. And
Yeah.
if it's all right with you, I'll send you a little link to the free online saboteur assessment test, and you might want to do it and find your top 3 ways that you are likely to be sabotaging yourself. So
Yeah.
I'll do that, yeah. And I'd like to share my nugget from today's session has been actually really looking at everybody's life and everybody's little area that they have that they want to change, and then playing the game around it, because I don't know about you guys, but I feel lighter about all of your situations now. It's brought me into a space of feeling lighter about your areas of negativity. So thank you very much. We're going to
Thank
be on
you.
doing this, my pleasure. Next week again, I'm going to do Sundays 5 to 6. So please join us again, another Sunday, and we'll keep on working together so we don't have to do things in a pushy way, and we can gently, gradually live our lives in this easy way, which is really nice, and we all deserve it. So, thank you.
Thank you very much, Marimba.
Bye.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you,
Have a
Marimba.
nice week.
Nice
Thanks,
seeing you,
Miranda.
everybody.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.